the whole of that team, the way they're playing offensively, it's under 100 points. How impressive was that for you guys?
It was extremely impressive. Like you said, they're a really good offensive team, and they get up threes, they get out in transition. Our guys did a phenomenal job, wire to wire, really, of just coming out, sense of urgency, getting back in transition, contesting all their threes, and then we've been talking about it, but finishing possessions, rebounding the ball so we can get out and play in the open floor.
Also, a nice luxury to have two guys that can literally take games over. Zion did it in the second. Brandon did it in the third, 18 points in each quarter. And, different types of styles because Zion was dominant in the paint, and Brandon started to make he made 5 threes tonight.
For sure. Both of those guys, Z and BI, they're capable of doing this night in and night out. And it's good to see them continue to grow, play off each other. Both of those guys are great passers. They can see the game. But like you said, it opened up. Zion started it first, kind of in that second quarter, just dominating. And then BI in the third quarter, hitting the threes, taking open shots. And so, we just want to continue to evaluate our team, continue to execute, continue to build the momentum, especially being able to play here at home.
Fox came into this game averaging 32. What did you feel like you guys did well to limit him tonight?
We didn't allow him to play fast in transition. That's one of his strengths. And if you allow him to take the ball out, those guys to take the ball out, and he's catching it, close to mid-court, and he's pushing, it's hard to stop him. And I thought we did a good job of trying to break up his timing and rhythm.
And since you've been the head coach, we're accustomed to seeing Herb on the other team's best perimeter player almost every night. Why did you guys decide to go dice on Fox at the start and then Herb on Herder?
I don't know. I mean, they both are really good defenders, and it's just a matter of who's taking who. They're both capable of guarding Fox or Herder, and we just decided, we'll put dice on the ball, pick them up full court. Herb, we put on Herder just to aggravate him and all of his off the ball movement and off the ball screen. So, but both of those guys, you guys can see, like they're long, they're active, they're strong, they're physical defenders, and then they both are creating more of an offensive identity. So just good to see it all come together tonight.
Going back to Z and BI, we talked all year about their partnership and what they've done to kind of figure it out. Yeah. Where have you kind of seen them grown the most throughout the course of the season as they are kind of working on that chemistry?
For sure. Well, it's something that we're continuing to work on. I've said it before that they hadn't had a lot of time together on the floor in the past 2.5 seasons. And so we're intentional about, in our practices, making sure that we work on, reads offensively with those two guys, especially in the middle of the floor. But tonight, they just played off each other. And unselfish basketball, good to great opportunities. You saw it in the first half where Zion just kind of took over. And in the second half, he was really feeding BI getting open shots. And like I said, it's what we're capable of doing night in and night out.
I'm sure another thing you were happy about at the end of this game, 38 assists as a team. Just what kind of led to that ball movement and allowing you guys to flow so well on offense?
It starts with us getting stops. When we get stops, we're not taking the ball out of bounds. We're not playing against a set defense. Now, playing fast and in the open floor is our strength. And I thought the guys did a great job of taking care of the basketball and, once again, coming down every time with the intention of getting a quality look.
And we usually don't ask about this guy post-game, but I feel like it's only right we bring up Cody Zeller and the energy he brought. How do you think he impacted this game?
Cody's been great. Even before we talk about the game, his professionalism, he's one of those guys that's still the first one in the gym. After every practice, he's getting work on the treadmill. He's on the bike. He's still getting all of his individual work in. And so when he steps on the floor, 9 points, 9 rebounds in 23 minutes, it's a reason he's doing that is because he understands what it takes to be a pro in the NBA, and he's done it for a long time. So we're extremely grateful and blessed to have a veteran like Cody.
Since you guys have gotten Herb back in the lineup from injury, you guys have dominated in transition. You've been number one in efficiency, I think top 3 in frequency and that kind of stuff. Just what is it about not only Herb, but the combination of Herb and Dyson out there that allows you to stay in transition and be effective in it?
It's our ability to get stops first. When you can stop teams and it's harder for them to score on you and their percentages are low, you're rebounding the ball, and all those guys are fast. Herb gets out, Dyson gets out. They're looking for kick aheads to BI and Z if they can, and then we're just playing from there. Once again, having Herb and Dyson on the floor together, starting games, they're both big, physical wing defenders, and they make it tough on our opponents.
JV had 3 blocks tonight, and do you think having Dyson and Herb out there lets him stay in that drop more closer to the basket? He's been blocking shots more than pretty much any point in his career this season.
Yeah, I do. I think because they're so good in pick and rolls and they're physical, it allows JV to get out of pick and rolls sooner and get back to the basket. So definitely having those guys on the floor is helpful.
Do you feel like this starting 5, you've seen enough for them to just say, we got to keep going with this 5 for a while?
If it ain't broke, I ain't fixing it. So for sure.
Coach Green, do you believe that having Jose Alvarado back there on the court and his energy just propelled this team to have this full, complete game, like really inspired the team tonight?
I think it definitely contributed to it. Having Jose back is a breath of fresh air. You guys saw his energy, his leadership on the floor. All of his teammates rallied behind him, and we're glad to have him back on the floor with us. And so for sure, his energy definitely sparked us.
Do you think having him out there kind of helps where you don't have to ask BI to do so much on the ball, especially in that third quarter? He was doing a lot of stuff like running off 10 down, stuff like that, getting to his shots. Do you think that helps kind of take some of the pressure on him having another ball handler in the rotation?
It does. It adds another guy that can initiate plays. You know, Dyson can do it. Z can do it. Herb at times. But now you add Jose, especially with CJ being out. It's another guy that can initiate plays and keep those guys off the ball. So now they're catching it with a live dribble.
Coach, 7 assists for Giannis tonight. His last 3 matchups, 26 versus Cat and Gobert, 22 versus Jokic. How does it feel to have a center that can step up in these big moments?
I'm extremely proud of JV. I feel like with our group, he's had to make the biggest sacrifice of anybody, especially having Z on the floor. The spacing, offensively, defensively, and he's figuring it out. You know, big time credit to Coach Darnell, who works with them. They're watching film every day. They're figuring out how to get him in spots offensively, and then defensively, he's doing everything we ask him to do. So he's having big time nights, and he and I we just continue to keep the open line of communication going.
Coach, I know Zion's like 1 of 1, but does it surprise you, a guy with like his size, his ability to get skinny and split between 2 defenders and score on the other side of the basket? Does he like remind you of anybody else that with that ability to do so?
I'm not sure, but you know, it never gets old watching Z do what he does, and you know, you don't take it for granted. And you know, we're blessed to have him on the floor with us because he makes our team better.
Does this his offensive output, does this confirm or reinforce anything with Zion's ability, you know, moving forward offensively? Like, you know, just like making, you know, I saw him and Borrego off the side, and he was talking to him, and I feel like he was patting him on the back, like, hey, good work. Does that reinforce Zion's ability in this offense, I guess? You know?
Well, it's something that we all are committed to continuing to work at, and tonight was a great example of, you know, a glimpse of what we can be. There'll be nights that it won't be as beautiful as tonight with 38 assists and 12 turnovers, but it's a glimpse of what we're working towards. And so we just got to stay with it. And even when we don't have nights that are like tonight, you know, trust it. And that's what we're all trying to do. Thank you.
All right, man. How about that tonight, man? Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all joining us for this episode of the Pelican Post-Game Report entitled Pelicans Crown the Kings 129-93 in a blowout win, man. This is a fantastic effort from start to finish. The Pelicans firing on all cylinders. It was just terrific, man. I mean, they lost 1 quarter by 2 points, which was the first quarter. And then they just finished the game out just like we knew that they could, man. This was an absolute just smack down on the Sacramento Kings. I really enjoyed it from start to finish, man. We're going to recap this thing tonight on the Pelican Post Game Report. Shout out to the fan. Appreciate y'all. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. PPR is in this thing. Shout out to the fam. All right. We're going to bring in Lex. Lex, tonight, listen, the love doctrine was in full effect tonight. And Lex Darwin mentioning that she ain't a fan.
Yeah, the love doctrine, I was gonna be there in a blowout. Okay, a blowout win. So I mean, it's when the times get tough, when you need the tough love, brother BQ. Okay.
Hey, but Lex, hey, I gotta pull that card out right now. We have but you know, and listen, one other thing, Lex. Now, see, I mentioned this on the call-in stream, and you kind of laughed at me. You was like, "Come on!" I said, "Cody Zeller, Cody Zeller."
What? When? Okay, no.
I was kidding DJ. When DJ came in, I was like, "Okay, DJ, quick question for you, man." DJ, he gives us the full report on the last player on the bench. So
Yeah.
I said, DJ, how about break it down about Cody Zeller? How about Cody Zeller tonight? How about Cody?
Yeah, he did his thing, but it's all about, hey man, are you in the rotation? It's hard to comment like if you're not in the rotation. Like we know Willie.
Yep.
We know how he gets. You know, he has his specifics in there, but hey man, Cody did his thing. I loved his hustle on those rebounds, man. That was hot. That was hot, man. He was doing his thing. I love that because we've been talking about that for a long time, and man, he was getting them rebounds. It's like he put his body on the line, everything to get them rebounds. So,
you know, shout out to Willie for making that adjustment because he seen McGee handling up on Robertson Earl.
Well, that was a mismatch. I was looking at that. I was like, okay, dude, are you for real? Are you gonna make a change?
Right. Dude, what you doing, man? Where's the other?
Yeah. I'm like, man, I can't believe. Well, and Sabonis, he
That's
had
right.
Earl on Sabonis too, and I'm like, dog, I'm gonna need you. Look, we've seen 3 trips of this. Are you gonna do something?
Right.
Please make the change. And he did. It was delayed, but he did do it. So, good job. We just got to make sure we do it on time. You know what I'm saying? Because in those situations, momentum can shift.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? If you're not on those adjustments. So that's the only reason. There's a time to this all this stuff because we don't want the other team to build momentum, and that's what they were doing. Every single time they were dumping it purposely down there to Sabonis.
Yep. They was trying to get him going, man. And the Pelicans made the adjustment and slowed it down and basically just flip-flopped and turned everything on its head. And then BI got going. And it was just a really good game. I love the energy of it. It was great seeing Jose Alvarado return out there.
Yeah.
That was really big too, Lex, seeing him out there. So let's delve into some of the team statistics and we'll carry on. The Pelicans tonight, man, shot over 54% from the field. They were 50 of 92 from the field. From downtown, 12 of 28 for almost 43%. Might as well average it off at 43%, 42.9. They were 17 of 21 from the foul line, which was 81%. That was terrific. The Kings, 33 of 87 for just under 38%, 11 for 45 for 24.4, and it was 16 to 24 from the foul line for 67%, almost 67%. Pelicans 55 rebounds tonight versus 36 in the matchup. 38 assists from the Pelicans. They were moving almost 40 assists by the Pelicans tonight.
Hey, Big Q, you skipped the charity stripe.
Oh, did I?
Yes. Talk about that one, man.
17 to 21 for 81%.
Yes.
There we go. That was beautiful. All of our numbers, the field goal percentage, 3-point shooting, and free throw shooting, all was pretty phenomenal, man. That was pretty phenomenal. And of course, I love the assists. The steals, Pelicans 8-4, blocks 6-5 Pels. They had 12 turnovers versus 13 by the Kings tonight, 16 off that for the Pels, 19 off of that by the Kings. They had 17-9 on the fast break points by the Pels and 64-40 with points in the paints. The Pelicans led by as much as 41 points in this game, 41 by the Pels. So it was a huge smackdown by epic proportions by the Pelicans tonight. A lot of stats here. I absolutely love multiple stats. Love the field goal percentage, 3-point shooting, the foul line shooting, the rebounds, assist. Everything was terrific. Lex, talk to me about what you like from the team perspective. What kind of stuck out to you in this one?
Oh, shoot. And every stat, they played with an edge.
Yes.
They played with the edge. I mean, they put their foot on the gas. They didn't take it off. I know they didn't win the first quarter, but the thing is, they grew and didn't decline
Good
in the
point.
rest of the quarters. But yeah, I think again the rebounds, it was a landslide. So 55 rebounds, and then the turnovers had one less turnover. So we beat both of them in those categories. And those are huge right there because again, those are possessions. Possessions lead to opportunities. And so we got more opportunities than them and capitalized off of them at that. Um, the 3-point percentage was a landslide. 42 to compared to 24. So kudos to Brandon. It looks like everything that he was working on as far as behind the arc, because I have been seeing the videos of him working on his 3-point shot. But he was knocking them down. He was 5 for 5. And let's see. I think the steals.
Yep.
Shoot, Zion was getting it on the defensive end. You know what I'm saying? So both Zion and Brandon stepped it up in areas that we have all talked about many a times. Zion with the defense and Brandon with his 3-point shooting. And you can't, I mean, they stepped it up in those departments, which was really good stuff. Just all around though, I love the hustle of everybody. I know we haven't gotten into individual stats, but just the hustle, winning those 50-50 balls, the attention to just detail, being active on defense. I mean, it was just great basketball. The player movement, the ball movement, everything was well. Look good. I mean, on paper, and just by looking at the game, everything just syncs up. So, I'm very pleased. And again, we just gotta grow from this and continue to trend upwards, and be ready to come back on Wednesday and do it again and some.
Yeah, I agree, Lex. This was a phenomenal game, man, and the plus minus
Yeah, I know. I was getting ready to say something about that.
ridiculous. The plus minus with the Pelicans, man, it was utterly ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Uh, we're gonna cover it in let's hit the individuals right now. BI was the man of the hour, 31 points in 26 minutes. He was 11 of 18 from the field. He was 5 for 5 for downtown. He was really feeling it. He hit all of his foul shots. He was 4 for 4. BI was cooking tonight. 31 points from him. He had 3 assists, 4 rebounds in the matchup. He had a plus 33 on the plus minus. Ridiculous. Zion, 26 points in 30 minutes. He was 12 of 16 from the field. 2 for 2 from the foul line for Big Z. He hit his shots. So they was doing their thing, man. 5 assists, 3 boards, a block, 3 steals, plus 32 on the plus minus. 18 from Herb in 27 minutes. An efficient 7 of 9 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown, 3 of 4 from the foul line, 18, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, plus 39 on the plus minus for Herb. Big V finished with a double, double, almost triple double. He had 3 more assists. He would have had a triple double for Big V in the game. He had in 21 minutes of action, 3 out of 4 from the field. He was perfect from the foul line. Finished with 10 points, 13 boards, 7 assists, and 3 blocks, and the plus 33 on the plus minus. Dyson, 25 minutes. He didn't shoot all that well, but he was out there playing really good defense. 1 out of 4 from the field, 1 of 4 from downtown, 3 points, 5 assists, 2 boards. He had a one steal and a plus 28 on the plus minus. Off the bench, Najee led all the bench guys, 11 points in 26 minutes with 7 rebounds, 4 assists in the matchup. 9 from Zeller in 23 minutes. He came in and made the most of his time. 4 of 7 from the field. He even got cocky enough to try a 3-pointer. If that would have went down, man, I was like, man, that probably took the building off. 9
Almost had a double-double.
Yeah, almost 9 points, 9 boards. He had a couple of assists in the game, plus 12 on the plus minus for him, as you can see there. 9 points from Jayhawk in 29 minutes. He was 3 of 11, 2 of 5 from downtown, 9 points, 5 boards, and a couple of assists. And then you look at Jose Alvarado in 15 minutes of action, getting back into the game. He finished 2 of 5 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown, 5 points, 3 assists, and he was also a plus 8 on the plus minus. Robinson Earl finished with 4 points, 5 boards, and 12 minutes of action. KLJ got 6 minutes in there with 3 points and a couple of assists. Lex, they were looking pretty good in this game, man. I mean, they were really flexing on the Kings. And Marlon Mall might actually be right. He said, Q, it should be, I got it as what, the Pelicans crown the Kings, but he said it should be the Kings crown the Pelicans kings, or however it is, whatever the case may be. We kicked some tail tonight, as their top guy was 16 from Barnes, who really wasn't killing no Pelicans tonight. So, Lex, who you like on this side of things, individual wise?
Well, there's a couple of things that I like from a few people. I mean, because everybody did well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody contributed like in their own way. And it was a huge impact. But I would like to point out Zion, Ingram, and Jonas and Robinson Earl, 100% from the charity stripe. Your favorite line.
Yes.
100%. I mean, so I thought about you when I was like, man, everybody making their free throws. Well, there you go.
Let's go. That's like the next level, man. We got to hit those.
That's a good sign. So yeah, I think, to those 4 guys, definitely, we want to recognize them. And I've already pointed out, BI went 100% from behind the arc, something that, we've talked about in these shows for a while now. And then Zion with the steals, I think that was really great, because, we can see that he's really starting to pick it up, just his whole game. Like, we're starting to see the whole thing being put together and him getting more aggressive on the defensive end. But yeah, I mean, obviously BI and Zion, they stick out. And they were playing off of each other very well. They seem like, their chemistry is growing, but they're getting better. So definitely want to point that out, because that's a good sign. We've been talking about them going out there and playing well together instead of playing apart. So it's nice to finally see the positive signs trending in the right direction. Herb Jones, man, I think it's really, it's really something, because I remember seeing the block that Zion had at Duke on a 3-point shot. How much ground he covered.
Right.
And we don't usually see that, but Herb, just bringing it to the pro level, the way he's doing it, and just blocking people's 3-point shots, that's really remarkable. That's something that's almost become a signature for him. Not just I know we see block shots all the time, but to see them blocked from behind the arc, we don't see that a lot. So just seeing him doing that, and just, I mean, he just has a knack for it. He does it very, very well. It's really amazing to just watch him on the defensive end, just leveling up. And then Zeller, definitely want to recognize him. Man, he was really doing it on the rebounds. Really doing it on the rebounds. Almost had a double-double. And how much time, or what was his playing time?
He was 23 minutes. Played
Oh,
20.
okay. Yeah, because I think Jonas got in foul trouble, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. He had Jonas had what was it? I forgot how many. He had 3 fouls, but at that point, but I knew they didn't play Jonas at all much. I want to say in the fourth quarter. I know Willie was playing him in the third, but I kind of figured, I was like, we probably not going to see Big V for for the final quarter of play. And you've seen Cody Zeller in there doing his thing, moving around, and credit, like I said, credit to Willie, seeing these guys had the motivation, they had the energy. Cody Zeller was out there hustling. He was making plays defensively, cleaning up the glass, challenging guys. You know what, Lex, and what I really liked today, and I want you to finish your commentary, was the fact that the Pelicans defense was just heightened. They were challenging these shots against the Sacramento Kings. They were running up in their face with a hand up in their face, challenging these shots. And the Kings they made a few tough shots, but the Pelicans were challenging these shots in this contest. They had that energy, and you just felt that once they took off, that the Kings wouldn't be able to kind of get back into this thing. I thought Mike Brown would make the adjustments in the second half, but whatever he did, it didn't work. The Pelicans just ran right through his adjustments and just did whatever they needed to do to close the game.
Well, I know they did go like twin tower mode with Sabonis and McGee out there, because they put a bigger body. Because I knew Zion was going to have a field day, because I mean, they don't have a strong front court. Like,
Right.
the way that Zion plays, I'm like, oh shoot. And y'all got Harrison Barnes on him.
Right.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you saw early they started doubling Zion, and then they put McGee on him. And I'm like, I mean, well, that's a mismatch too. Because he's a whole lot quicker than him. But yeah, I mean, everything that he tried, it didn't work. It didn't work. And plus, I don't know if you noticed, but Mr. Fox did not get off like he usually does.
That's right. That's right.
He was kept in check. I don't know what his numbers look like, but
14 points, Lex.
oh wow. And
I
for
know.
him, I mean, he's been having 40-point games.
I know.
They just played Dallas on yesterday, and he had like what, 43?
Something. Yeah, he went bonkers in that one.
Yeah. But yeah, he wasn't effective at all. And obviously he's a key part of everything that they do. So when he's not playing well, it's hard. Anything that Sabonis may do, I mean, shoot. I mean, Jonas. I feel like Jonas did a very, very good with him, as far as him make him work on both ends. But I mean, this was just a solid game. It's a solid game, and I just want to keep this going. Get these wins, especially by the Pels being at home. We got to get these wins, man. We got to make these teams pay. And because this is something that we can take. And when you go on the road, that's momentum. That's confidence that you're taking. That's like, okay, look, we did this at home. Let's go to somebody else's crib and do the same thing and more. And that's, because we're on the road is going to be the toughest task, is replicating these type of games when we're going on the road.
Indeed. This was a very crazy game for so many reasons because the Kings' top people, when you talk about Fox, he finished with 14 points. Sabonis had 10 points. So I mean, the Pelicans just flustered and just outright ran over the Kings tonight. So I mean, I'm not expecting for this to happen in the Wednesday matchup. I think definitely be a heightened sense with for Brown to try to get his offense going. Of course, with Sabonis and Fox, they carry the team. But but for Harrison Barnes to be the leader tonight with 16 points, Fox with 14, and Sabonis with 10. If somebody would have told me that at the end of the game that Fox and Sabonis would combine for 24 points of offense, I would say, man, you crazy. But that's exactly what happened in this matchup. So, man, this was phenomenal. This was a phenomenal win for the Pelicans tonight. It's hopefully this feels like a tone setting game, but a lot of these games, the last like about 4 games, I want to say, since Herb came back, there's a lot of people was asking me, DM me and saying, man, when did the switch go on with this team? And I'm like thinking to myself, it was when Herb came back. When Herb came back, everything changed. The energy changed. And also it corresponded with Willie being sick and Borrego stepping in there. That's
Yeah.
seen
I was
everything.
gonna say it was a couple of things.
Yeah. Go ahead, Lex. What you think?
Oh, well, I know, look, that Sunday, Zion had made comments, Borrego stepped in, because it seemed like turmoil or
Right.
something. But yeah, Borrego, he stepped in and really, and like I said, I really do believe that was needed. Who better to get the guys kind of like in line and in check on where they need to be than Borrego, who's the originator of the offense,
Mhm.
because the offense was affecting the defense.
That's
But
right.
yeah, just inserting Herb, that was definitely a big deal. We beat Dallas, beat the Nuggets. I really felt like, well, we already know about, the T-Wolves. They should have won that game. And I'm not saying that, they lost because Zion didn't play, but Zion should have played in that game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the biggest thing with the Pels is the Pels can't get in the Pels way. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like we have to, I think that's the biggest foe for this team. It's not the opponent team. It's not the officiating. It's the Pels. And
Mhm.
if the Pels can get out of their own way, like success is there. It doesn't matter. Like, obviously, we're dealing with injuries and things like that, but we showed that even with injuries, we can still win meaningful games.
Right.
We did that against Dallas with
Yep.
guys still out, and guys are still out. So, um, it's just nice that if we are able to get out of our way, just, you know what I'm saying? Like it gives us a huge chance to win the game. But yeah,
Yeah.
um, all those things contribute to that because we try to backtrack sometimes, and I'm like, no, don't go that way. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Even with Willie on tonight, when he went to Robinson Earl, because naturally Willie wants to play small. You know what I'm saying? So he did that, but then going to Cody, it's like, okay, let me keep this guy in because he's doing so well. And it's that type of stuff, like making that change. And I mean, he said in his interview, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's it. Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, and it's like that's a true statement. It's like, don't force something that's not working.
Right.
Go to something that is working and stay with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need to make adjustments, to something that if the other team hasn't made adjustments to it, but it's working for you. So I'm just like, I'm just glad, he kind of learned again. He was delayed, but he did make the change and he stuck with what worked and did not go back to doing, the small ball.
Yeah, I was noticing it, and I said, I'm pretty sure you were smiling about that when you seen him do that. Now, like I said, it didn't happen as fast as we wanted it to happen because McGee got cooking a
Yeah.
little
It's a
too fast.
bonus too.
Right, and I was like, man, yo, you gotta, hey Willie, pump, get that, make that move, man. And ultimately, he did. He moved Cody Zeller in there, and then Zeller got 23 minutes. He was in hustling. He even got cleaned up the boards, finished with 9 points, and almost had done his thing. So I mean, yeah, and hopefully that also, with Larry being out, he'd be able to trust a veteran like Cody Zeller to come in there and make plays. Because Zeller was not only rebounding, but he was also, snatching those rebounds and making these assists, and then guys were getting going. So I just love the overall feel of it. And of course, I really like the fact that Jose Alvarado is back. Najee Marshall is there. So you have high energy guys like that playing really well. Like we had Matt Ryan. He's according to Guillory, he's going to be out for 10 to 13 days. I think he said.
Oh Lord, don't get me started on that.
Yeah. So right. So I was like, what?
They
Seriously?
didn't say 2 weeks. So you said 10 days, what? 10 business days?
10 to 13 days. I want to say.
14. Look, you might as well said a fortnight.
Yeah, I was like, man, but you
Like,
know what?
why did they change it up? Like, people like, do they think people stupid?
But it's really positive to see what the Pelicans were able to do, getting Jose Alvarado back and these guys, man.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you can be able to make these, and then just keep doing what we do. So now moving into the Wednesday matchup, Lex, we got this same team in our building again.
Mhm.
And man, listen, like I've been saying, over the last several shows, is as long as the Pelicans continue to play with a high energy and intensity, there's very few teams in the NBA that can deal with them. Can we sustain this energy into the Wednesday matchup prior to Turkey Day? Can we sustain this energy and take it into that game and get 2 wins against the Kings in 1 week? Can we do that?
Oh, yeah. I believe we can. The um the vulnerabilities are still there for the Kings. They're very vulnerable in their front court.
Yes.
There's no one on that team that can guard Zion. They and like he gave them so many problems, and his gravity really opened up a lot for everybody else because when you slowed the game down, and Antonio Daniels was talking about it, a lot of eyes were on him, and that's the cool thing about having someone like him on the team. But yeah, the energy, and not only that, just the momentum.
Right.
We have momentum right now. Like everybody's contributing. It's not just that, but just everybody's contributing, and it's instilling confidence in everyone. Um, and that's what you want, because really, as I was watching the game, I was like, man, like everything is going so well right now that everybody is a threat out on the floor.
Yep.
Everybody's a threat. Like, because everybody was doing something, everybody was making shots, the ball was moving. And I think that ball movement and the player movement was just, it's like, where's this been? We've been waiting for this
I
for a long,
know.
long time.
Almost
It's like,
40 we had almost 40
I've been
assists tonight.
starving people.
They had almost 40 assists tonight, Lex. They were
Yeah.
moving the ball around. And they were in the rhythm. Guys were stepping into their shots. BI got going. He was 5 for 5. Now I know we won't see him do this, every night, of course, but he was playing with unbelievable confidence. His midi game was going, then he just took it outside, started killing them. But the Pelicans players, I mean, they were circulating the ball so well. Guys was getting wide open shots. And it was how it's supposed to look. It was how it's supposed to look.
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. I mean, if they do everything that they did today, I mean, obviously, there may be some because the Kings are going to make changes. Okay. They're going
Right.
to make changes, but whatever those changes are, again, it does come back to the coaching. I'm really hoping that Willie, instead of being just a little bit delayed, because there were times when he was delayed, they were building momentum, and we just have to be able to counter those adjustments. I think that's the biggest thing. I think everybody's gonna bring it, but I think just knowing I always call him Arthur because he looked like Arthur to me. Um what is his real name? I'm sorry. uh what is that dude's name?
Who you
The
referring?
the head coach for the Kings.
Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown. Yeah.
He look like Arthur.
Yeah.
The
With
cartoon character.
yeah,
Arthur?
the cartoon character. He looked like Arthur to me. But yeah, he's gonna make adjustments. So it'll be interesting to see. Um I wouldn't be surprised if he comes back and plays some zone
Mm,
and really tests the shooting because again, we don't have a large sample of of being known for our 3-point shooting. You see what I'm saying?
right.
So that'll be and that's the purpose of the 2-3 zone is to, um to deter, run them off the line and different things like that. So it'll be interesting to see if he does that and then how we respond. I hope we'll be ready, if Willie's thinking like how I'm thinking. So yeah, if they do everything that they were doing today, I think it'll work. I think it'll work. So I think we'll get the win.
Yeah, well, I have to agree with you, Lex. I think ultimately what ended up happening is, I think we do get the win. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm sitting up here. You didn't got me thinking. I had pulled up Arthur and I put Arthur on the screen.
You did. Yeah, he always looked like him. I
Yeah,
mean,
he kind of
always smiling.
he got
Uh,
he got the smile. See, he got the glasses. He's smiling. He got it. Just yeah, I can see the resemblance. There you go. All right, but yeah. Nah, but seriously, I agree. I think the Pelicans, man, it's since the what was the Mavericks game, we kind of joked about Borrego and which what was said about Kid saying about Borrego that he felt that they were in trouble, and I kind of joked about the Willie thing when he was kind of sick and Borrego took over the team. Herb came back in that game, everything changed. Those two things kind of sparked the team. And over the last 4 games, even though in the last game, the Pelicans should have won that game. We missed foul shots. We missed, it's several different things we should have actually won that last matchup. They got out, the Nuggets snuck out of there with a victory. But the Pelicans are 3-1 over the last 4 games. Prior to that change, when Willie got sick and Borrego there, the Pelicans had lost 5 games in a row. So over the last 4 games, we are 3-1, and it's totally different. The energy, even though the energy was not as powerful as it was in this game or the ones prior to the Nugget matchup, it was still high in the Nuggets game. It's just they had a lot of mistakes, but it was still a difference than what we've been seeing previously. And we were like, when is the light going to go on? And it appears that the light has gone on. They have played pretty strong over the last several games, and I'm thinking they taken to this. And of course, everybody coming. We got our energy guys. Najee has been playing so well for the Pelicans, playing defense, pushing the ball when it's time to push the ball, hitting those wide open 3-point shots. Just doing the dirty work, diving on the. He's been so phenomenal. Dyson Daniels, Jordan Hawkins, Matt Ryan, Onka Robinson Earl, all these guys have been playing really strong basketball for the Pelicans over the last 4 games. And I'm just saying, I think, Lex, we have discovered what we do best here, and I think they have all bought in. And I know you don't really particularly care about the love doctrine. You want a more of a tougher love doctrine, but you did show me some of them banners from the practice site.
No, because I thought that was no.
No, oh, come
No.
on, no, hold on. Explain.
Like it's like that they did not make that didn't make no sense.
You didn't like the banners?
No, I didn't like the banners. Like what? Why was joy? Are we getting ready for Christmas? Like you know what I'm saying?
That's
Joy
good.
to the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you have joy up there? Look, man, it was looking like a high school gym or something, practice gym or something. You know.
So they had three. What was the three? I know compassion was one of them, right?
Yeah, joy didn't make sense to me though. I'm like, why do you have joy up there?
It's the love doctrine. Joy is
Oh man.
the
Then
love.
he might as well have just put love then.
Now he can't say love because
Oh, because that don't look right.
because we've been saying it, and that'll be like, man, we can't let them know we got to use a word that's
Mindfulness. I wouldn't have used the word mindfulness. I don't like why that word. There's other words that I would have been like. A lot of people were joking and saying, look, health. You know what I'm saying? There's other words that make more sense. Mindfulness is like mindful of what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. That just didn't they can switch that out with something else. Really with compassion. What do they have compassion about? Look, they just need the passion part. If you wanted something with the C, you could have put, conviction. You know what I'm saying? Playing with like you want it. You know what I'm saying? You could have put that word, but joy and mindfulness, no.
Well, I mean,
you could have put hustle.
Well, Lex, and what Lex is referring to, like right now, you can see behind Jose Alvarado during the practice, you can see the terms that were put on the wall. You see mindfulness, you see joy, you see, I think the other one's compassion. I don't know if they got it different on the opposite wall, Lex. I haven't seen the opposite wall. It could be more words on that opposite wall where the guys are shooting at right
Then
there.
why didn't they show that side?
I don't know. They might have love on that side. Love.
I just feel like these words, these are not really basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like words, I mean, it's like
this is the love doctrine, Lex. That's what I was.
No.
Yes.
Look, they could have put love doctrine then up there.
I don't see no Christmas
but
stuff.
Joy doesn't make no sense.
Joy does make sense.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I know the holidays are coming up and things. So, I mean, that's what this stuff, is referring to. But what about after the holidays? You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Lex, I promise you that's still gonna be up on it after the holidays. Everything is past.
Hey man, they can afford to take that junk down and put something else up there.
Competitiveness, something with some more fierceness to it. I hear what you're saying. But
they could have put fight up there. We gotta fight. You know what I'm saying? They could have put that up there.
That's a little too aggressive for Willie. You know what I'm saying?
No, hey, but you know what? The thing is that again, man, I'm telling you, like, it's time for the Pills to get some respect, man. It's time for the Pills to get some respect. And the thing is, you cannot do that being nice. I'm not saying that you have to go out and be ruthless, but when you play in between those lines on the court, you need to, it's war.
Yes.
It's a battle. It's like, dog, I'm not your friend. Like, all these guys know each other. You have guys that have, played with each other on other teams and now they're playing against each other. Like, it's not time to be nice. And I say this because, like, look, I play basketball with all three of my brothers, and they taught me very well. Like, anytime going to play with the fellas and everything, hey man, you got to show some toughness. You got to show some backbone. If you fall, you better get back up. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You get put if some bodying you up or something like that, you body him back. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like hey man, you gotta have some pushback. You can't be no pushover, man.
Right.
Like this team really needs to again play with that edge, like
Yes.
play with that it,
That's what they need to.
and get these teams. And I'm talking about these upper teams. Obviously, we want to beat the teams that we're supposed to beat, but when it comes to the top seeds, like we have to show that we belong there. Got to
Yes.
show that we belong. Like we can't like Draymond. I don't like nothing the stuff none of the stuff that he said about the Pels. But the thing is, there's truth in it. Y'all
Right.
ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
you think he's the only one?
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I would take that personally. Like something's wrong with that. Dude, yeah, all right. Yeah, we gonna have something to say next game. Next game we play you. Like, that's how this team needs to be. We do need some of that because that helps us have that edge every night. Because let me tell you something. We're not gonna have games like this blowing teams out. It's gonna be neck and neck. It's gonna be a battle. It's gonna be a fight. The calls are not gonna go our way. Well, something will happen, but then something else happens to counter that. Like it's gonna be like that. And the thing is that we have to have enough juice, enough fight, enough edge, enough like just to hey man, they ain't like we ain't about to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of air. Like we could be down 10. Yeah, we about to win this game. I mean, have we ever felt like that? Like when being down, but we know we knew that and felt like, hey, we about to win. Ain't got a worry in the world. We about to win that game. That's how you know that we're up there. And that's what we're trying to get to. So I'm telling you, like having we can't be nice. We still have to develop. We can win a game. It's easy to win a game, but to win at a high level, like win like the champions, like the upper, like the top seeds and things like that, night after night, that's where we want the Pels to be at. And they have the ability to do that. But we got to get meaner, man. We can't be nice because it ain't gonna be nice in the playoffs. They gonna be trying to hurt somebody. You know.
Yeah, I agree, Lex. It's a certain degree of definitely toughness the Pelicans have to develop when they start meeting some of these teams when these games really mean something. We get close to, or even when we get into the playoffs, the Golden States. These guys are battle tested. They've been in the
Yeah.
playoffs for years right now. So
And that's something this team doesn't have, man.
I
Like
have
we have to, and that's why these games are so important because the thing is, because there's not a lot of playoff experience, it's like we got to do it during regular season. Y'all got to have a chip on your shoulder. Like y'all need to be like literally like mad, like somebody said something about your mom. And I mean that, I mean, it literally has to be that way because it's building those habits. It's training your mind. Train the mind and the body will follow. You know what I'm saying? Being able to keep your composure in high pressure situations. That stuff is going to come and we gotta be able to stand during those times and overcome all that stuff.
Yeah, you're right. That's just something, man. Willie talked about it tonight in the presser about the Pelicans, the time that you see Bi and Zion been playing together. And really, this could be the first year which we see an extended period of time where we get those guys together and they have a serious team around them. There's a very good cast of players that's around the two stars that's on this team. It's in very, very interesting because we've seen these guys and Larry Nance's and we missing personnel. We got Jayhawks shooting, Dyson's maturation, these guys playing really well. Najee Marshall's stepping up, playing really well. But there's still guys that Herb is on a whole nother level. BI is mature. Zion is ready. He's serious. They seem like they figured out how to incorporate Valanciunas into the offense to get him cooking to help them out. They've done a really good job of that over the last several games as well. Than what they used to do. So you seeing Jose trickle in. He's coming back. You're gonna get Larry back. You're gonna get a CJ back at some point. You're going to get Trey back at some point. He's the best shooter on the squad. So I can only imagine what this squad looks like once everybody is there and they're playing with this type of energy and this type of intensity. It's going to be bonkers. It's going to be insane when we see these guys because and they already enjoy being teammates and they, you know how they play and it's just phenomenal. But when you get all of them back at the same time, and I know we've been saying this for the last, I don't know how many years this core has been together, but it seems like finally we're going to be, we finally going to see these guys reach that level where we knew they could be. And it seemed like to me, Lex, this is going to happen pretty fast, man. Like the confidence is building. You seen what what Zion was able to do tonight when guys, it was just, the guy is big and he's so fast and he just takes these guys off guard. Like when he split the double team that came, one of the dudes was on him. Sabonis tried to get over and kind of pinch him, and he was able to slip in between both.
Oh yeah,
For
yeah.
the- that was
Zion's game is coming back. I mean, we're starting to see him now because let me tell you something. When Zion starts, and I know everybody talked about his defense, when he starts playing his defense, hey, it's a problem because his defense, it goes back to his Duke days, man. I mean, and his defense is electrifying. I mean, this team goes to a whole nother level with his defense, especially just, because it's in itself, it's just the energy. Just like we talk about with Jose and his energy and things like with it and his defense. It's the same thing with Zion. That's actually one thing that made him so unique is the fact that, his two-way play. But, the thing is, obviously, when you're out for what? He was out for 10 months.
Yep.
Yeah, when you're out for 10 months, and that's one thing a lot of people don't consider, when you're not playing at a professional level, it takes a while to get your legs under you. Not only that, for those who really don't play basketball, like when you play defense is a whole nother level of conditioning. It's totally separate from offense. Like it's like a 2.0 as far as a level of conditioning. It's way higher than offense. It's easy to play offense, but when the ball's not in your hands, you have to work harder. And so that's a whole nother level that you have to look at when you're talking about somebody playing defense. Now, some guys, they don't ever play defense. But the thing is that once you get conditioned enough and you're able to go to that next gear, man, you become a very, very dangerous team. And then by Zion being out for as long as he was, you got to get your legs under you. I mean, it is what it is. So, it just happens.
Yeah, this is looking good to me, man. Tonight was a really good win. Let's see if the Pelicans can do it again on Wednesday. I'm going to pick them here because I like the intensity and energy that they're playing with. I like the fact that, like, really our bench guys, and that's the balance of the team. The team has balance now. You have the stars doing what they do in the starting lineup. Guys are filling their roles, doing what they're supposed to do. They're hitting open shots majority of the time. They're getting the rebounds. They're playing defense. They're putting up hands in the face of their defenders. They're closing out. It's not perfect, but they're giving an effort. They're running up and down the court. They're doing these things with the energy and the intensity and the focus, and you can tell that they're buying in. So I really, really like what I see the Pelicans do. Plus, I'm really happy that Jose Alvarado is back. He brings that defense and energy off the bench along with Najee Marshall. Having those two guys together And then Uncle Robertson Earl, he's there to provide whatever stuff that he needs to do. Cody Zeller, a veteran that knows how to pass and play defense, dive on the floor, shot block, run up and down the court, provide all energy. You know, he looks old as hell, but you can see the man out there giving it the best he can. You know, he doing this Anita Baker. He giving you the best that he got. And tonight he was real phenomenal out there. So yeah, the Pelicans it's very positive. A lot of positive things going on with the Pelicans, and this is not even. We have yet to see them really get all the guys back. So like I said, I'm encouraged. I'm very encouraged. Sacramento Kings up on Wednesday, family. At the tip-off time is, what is it, on 7:00 in the Smoothie King Center. Again, let's smack them down. Again, I know Mike Brown's going to come in there and do his thing, change up a few things. It's going to be a lot more competitive than a blowout win the Pelicans got tonight. But still in all, we ready for whatever, man. Let's handle it. Let's do this. You know. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to get out on that. Listen, I appreciate the family members for chiming in on this episode of the Pelican Post-Game Report. Much love to the fam. Shout out to you, Tragic. I seen your comment there, brother. I was trying to slip that one past y'all, man. I hope y'all, I said, man, they ain't gonna watch me do this one, man. So I try to slip that one past y'all. So, but shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all for being in the stream. Much love to the fam, man. Listen, we're gonna return on Wednesday afternoon, a Wednesday night after the Kings and Pelicans Kings at the Pelicans smash the Kings and get the W. This again and get over 500, man. And we're gonna keep it moving on that. So. Shout out to the fam. Lex, you got any closing comments before we leave?
Oh, shoot. No, just go Pels. You know, play with the edge.
There you go. Hey, Lex, and also family, make sure y'all cop Lex's her new the song Play with the Edge. It's a full song that she did with there. She has a solo on that. Lex, if you please drop it in the put your link in for the song in the comment section. For the family, so they can find where that's at, and I'm gonna have to get somebody to create like a advertisement or something, so we can put it in the community section too, so y'all can play that song when the Pelicans games are on. Man, y'all put that on so y'all can get bucked up, because that should be. I'm gonna see if I can reach out to a few of my people and kind of spread that around, get that in the building over there. I know a couple of people in the building over there. Let me see if I can get it to them so they can start putting that up there, because, man, that is a fly song. That's what we need right now to get the Pelicans. They need to play with the edge, and that's the theme for this season. The Pelicans need to play with an edge. So y'all cop that song and give Lex some credit. She got a lot of really good music too, man. She's phenomenal, man. Lex is phenomenal, man. She's a phenomenal artist. You can tell she's a basketball professor. So she's totally balanced, man. So y'all support the sister, man. She's very talented, man. Glad to have her on the team. So with that being said, man, we're gonna get on out of here. See, Lex, listen, DC, he won't play his guitar. I asked him to play his guitar. He says he tries to sing, and I told him you can't sing. So they just pushed him all the way back. You know, he was one of the Marley boys. He was the one. He can't sing, so they taught him to play the guitar, and they pushed him all the way to the back. He don't want to play the guitar no more. I told him,
all he got to do is just start singing in his Jamaican accent.
He don't want to even do that. Not with the big album, bro.
He got to go back to his roots.
He got to go back. He on vacation. I ain't gonna tell y'all where he on vacation to. I'm just goodness, but y'all already know it. Got places with a lot of water and coconuts every damn well. I hear you, brother. All right, so anyway, with that being said, we're gonna get out on that, man. Y'all check out Lexa on Spotify, man. Show us some love, man. Cop that song and share that link, man. We're trying to blow that thing.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. Remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.